Okay, so here's like a bit of a look of what I'm using. I use a lot of Troy Glen machines, who's a builder in Australia. I got a workhorse iron there. That I've kind of had a go at and made it so it has a nice long, slow stroke on it. I use a lot of a tonal ink because I find that it's like using acrylic paint, like it all mixes the same. The black gloves, I really like them because if ink like falls on them, like it doesn't really show up, and it really frames the area that you're working on. And also I use these ergonomic grips. A lot of folks hate them because they think they slip around. Yeah, but I like them, and if you work in like a busy street shop, no one's like going to steal them on you. So just laying out a bit of vase here so we can lay down all the pots, kind of like bricklaying. Now we've laid out a bit of black so I can get a couple of shades of grey wash on there. Just adding water, kind of like watercolour. The more water that you add, the less black is actually in it. And I always like you to have a few grey washes to see which one is going to suit the client, because everybody has a different kind of skin. You always have a couple of clear ones to mix around with. I'm using brown. A couple of reds, because I'll be mixing black in those, and a bit of black in the yellow to make khaki. And you can always use, say, like lime green and red. That'll get like a nice khaki colour. And greys and teal and like a peachy keen and blue and a couple of whites. Okay, so here we go. We're getting the leg ready, seeing where it'll fit. Trying to keep it away from the old one. That was obviously Kevin on a drunken night. Shaving off the area. You can see on the bottom one there, those really blurred lines. Yeah, that's from like him going in too far after too many beers. Now the bruises on his leg aren't really going to be a matter. So we've shaved it all off. Now we're just going to get like a bit of disinfectant ready, just to make that area nice and clean, because we are going to be opening up the skin. Okay, now laying on the stencil. And I really like using stencils because it means less things that I got to think about while I'm outlining, because I throw in all the work before that. I do freehand, mainly like on sleeves and things, whereas if I can lay it all in one go, but then I mostly use a stencil for it. Okay, and here we go. I think I'm using about a 7 round here. It's not too large, but it's large enough for the design size. We'll probably go around the whole lot, like in a 7, and then heavy up a few areas just to sort of bring out certain aspects of the design. Now you can see here, it'll get a bit closer, and you can see that I'm working off the needle. like if any kids are learning, yeah, they should actually work off the tip. That way, it's not going to go in and blur out. Mainly because you're going into the fat layer. Then you just want to get it just before that, and just remember that this video has been sped up, so I'm not really moving that fast. Okay, I really like to get through the outline as I have more fun with like colouring in and shading. Yeah, but outlining can be fun, and I really like to get a nice crisp line, and you want to keep it as vivid as you can. That way, like it's going to last like over years, rather than throwing in like a hell of a lot of detail and then 5 years later, it doesn't look anywhere near as nice as when it was finished. And in certain areas of your thigh, the needle's got to go in further. I'd much rather run over a line more than once to keep it crisp than to just really kind of bury the needle in there and then find out later, that I went in way too far. But this all comes with time. The longer you tattoo, we're just like going around, all the base of the feathers, and then we'll line them all in as we kind of go along. You can see me whenever I'm going in with the needle. I'll rub like a Vaseline, or I think in America it's called AD like ointment. It's mainly as to use as like a barrier cream, so I can wipe off any excess ink. And if you have a client who is like a bleeder, that'll keep it as a minimum. And you want to keep your ink splatter as like a minimal. And usually, like on the outline, I kind of try to end up as clean as I can as far as ink and splatter goes. When I get into the shading and the colouring, I'm a fairly messy kind of guy, and it's a bit hard to see what's going on for anyone who's watching. But I'll explain through it, and we can get through it all the same. So, like, as you can see as I'm outlining, you can see some of the times the skin will actually move with the needle. That's mainly because my outliners have a long kind of throw on them, and they're not as fast as like most like outliners. Actually, I think like most of my machines are set up not like your normal machines. I like them slow, kind of punchy. But so it has a nice flick that comes off the end of the spring. And I really like using like these open cut tubes. They're a lot easier to clean. And I file back the tips on them so I can actually see the needle. When I'm shading in later on, it's you can't really see where the needle is because I'm so messy. Yeah, but because of the years I've been tattooing, I know like exactly where the needle is. Sometimes it looks like I'm going over the line more than once. I'm usually just like fattening up certain areas as I go along. A little bit like the Joe Cap video. Here we are. We're switching over to like a thinner needle, and that'll be for like all the feathers. And all the little, like kind of detail work. As you can see, I'm still like working off the needle. So as you can see, like making it look easy is half of the art of tattooing. It's nowhere easy as like I'm making it look. It's just years of experience. I did learn a lot of folks who I've worked with or have come into contact with, like overseas and conventions and working in shops with other artists. I did have a couple of shops, back home called All Star Tattoo. But I found running shops was kind of holding me back from like traveling and concentrating on artwork. So yeah, kind of closed to all those. It's been a lot of fun, but I'm having a lot more fun now, without that riding on my back. Kind of met a lot of guys who are really into this style. My kind of version of this style is a little more on my own. Guys like Eckel, like over in Europe, or and like you like over in New York, Gunner, folks like that who are like really into this style, and because they have a passion for it, they just hone in on it, and they really make it theirs. That I find that if I stay in one style for too long, it's like I get to where it's a thing where I can't really go any further with it, so I just move on to something else, because I always like learning and experimenting with different styles. Just mainly having a lot of fun with what I do. And I find if I stayed in one style, I'd probably get really kind of bored with it, and end up hating tattooing and giving it up. And I'm just going kind of back to painting canvases and walls and cars and whatnot. So Like another, like kind of passion of mine is building machines. I've been messing around with them now for like the past, 15 to 20 years. So I think, like this is the year. Well, I'm going to get them out there, see if anyone likes the way how I like a machine to run. I haven't actually, kind of bought a machine that I haven't had to mess around with to get it how I want it. It's kind of like a tool of the trade. Everybody likes, was it how something runs their own way. But in saying that, some folks can make anything run how they want to. So we are finishing up all these little lines on the bird. Lots and lots of straight lines. You gotta love straight lines and circles in the art of tattooing. Like I dread them. And I'm sure that that everybody else kind of hates them as well. Like back in the early days when people wanted, like kind of barcodes, you'd always seem to palm them off onto someone else. But just tattooing in general, just as long as I'm liking what it is, yep, I'll be doing it for a while, I think. Here we are, it's a bit more on the leaves. Slowly getting through it all. I think with the client, getting through the outline is half of the mission. Because like once they've gotten through that, they think that it's half over. Not always the case though. My hair is like I'm using a really light, like kind of grey wash here, just mainly to throw those lines in so I know like where they are for like when they rub off later on as I'm working around the design. Oh, that's a bad one at the back, like at the bottom of his leg, isn't it? But that's all right. We'll make this one look so nice that you won't even know that the old one's there. Here we go, more straight lines. It's always good to have a lot of control, like over your hand, especially when you're working off the needle. You want to keep it at the same, the depth. It's always, like kind of cool. I remember when I first started and doing straight lines, you used to always have to like hold your breath. So here we go, we're changing back in out of the heavier lines as we kind of working around these roses. I always like to travel around, kind of work with different artists that seem to, like not really learn, like new things, but just, a little kind of added, like kind of techniques here and there, and you always, was kind of give them a go. It's always like it's an art form that you're always like learning. Like just when you think that you got a hold of it, you learn something new, and a lot of it I find is just mainly common sense, but you kind of don't really think about it. So we keep on going around. And yeah, like I find I have a lot more fun with outlining when it's yeah, like in more of a style that's like a Chicano style, or like something we're using like a lot more line work rather than yeah, just keeping it bold and graphic. As you can see, those red lines, which are the really like grey wash. A lot of guys will call those blood lines, and they're mainly used with no ink in the needle at all. I use that a lot in my like kind of portrait work. As you can see, yeah, Kev's not moving much, which really helps in the straight line work. Well, as straight as I can, because I'm nervous with all those cameras around. A lot of yeah, like folks now will use like xylocaine kind of creams to help you like numb the area. I find it's kind of like working on like a corpse. It makes the skin all kind of yeah, kind of I don't know, kind of puffed up. I don't use it on any of yeah, like my clients. I feel that if you really want to get a tattoo, well, yeah, then you should earn it. It's you know, you shouldn't get it because of the fashion. Another reason I like using those yeah, those ergonomic grips is that it's a lot easier to spin the machine around. Kind of being I'm a coil machine. I like using heavy machines. It gives me a little more control because it is heavy. A lot of the new machines now they're making them as light as they can. A lot of the new kids are obviously finding it hard, yeah, to hold on to something for like 9 hours. Yeah, the rotaries have come a long way from when I started. Yeah, yeah, they're kind of getting yeah, they're kind of better. A lot of folks reckon that they don't hurt as much, but I think it's mainly mined out for matter. The reason why it's not hurting is because you can't hear it running. I myself, I like hearing that noise. It says how my machine is running, yeah, how far the needle is going in. Without yeah, that noise, I find it very hard. I do have a friend over in Austria. Her name's Annabelle, and she and her mates use those Swiss rotaries, and yeah, she gets like great results out of them. So all the straight lines are nearly out of the way, which is good. It means it's a bit of a sigh of relief. The outline is nearly over, and then we can get into the fun, you know, kind of nitty gritties. Now the heart itself in the you know, like lamp, I think I'll make it like a different color, like maybe like a red, so it isn't like gonna like muddle up the design too much. We just like kind of go around and heavy up more lines there. Yeah, it seems like I threw a lot of straight lines and circles into this. I did this tattoo when I was in America last, which was maybe 4 months ago. So yeah, just kind of bear with me as I'm recapturing it as like kind of commentating it. I've done a lot of tattoos since then. And then you see on the photography of the machine back there how it was, yeah, kind of had a nice wave on it. There's these new cameras that the guys are using. Really awesome. Very motion captured. Be really nice if I could make my machine run that slow and long. So we're kind of gearing up to the end of the outline. And you'll see what I mean about how the black yellow gloves will frame the area that I'm working with. Mainly when we get into the colouring. And mainly, like when I colour in, if I see any bits of the outline that needs a bit of work, I'll just mainly flick the mag up on the side and use it as as an outliner. And here we go, just like a bit in the red and a bit in the black. Just for that heart, we'll throw him in there and give it a nice, like kind of blood ready, kind of look. So there's a lot of folks who reckon like outlining in colour is very hard and it won't last. But it's always if you add just like a spot of black in it, or even if you add in like a bit of white, the pigment will help like uphold that and keep it from like dissipating or spreading. You can see how it's it's getting in there, and once all the shadings around it, like that'll also like help hold it. There's a few more lines I left out, so we'll just quickly throw those on. Now give the area like a good wipe. Just make sure all that outline's in there. Oh, pretty cool. And the outline is done. So now we're just going to like shade around the design. Was I always find if I like shade around it first, it helps it lift it up off the skin, and that way I know if what areas I need to colour in later to keep it crisp or lighter in areas, and like kind of darken up colours in other areas. I think here I'm using maybe like a 13 mag. Which because I really like these open face mag holders. You can, because it's really easy to see what's like going on and really easy to clean. And yeah, they're all made out of the one tubes, so they last like quite a while. I think I've had these ones now for like over 3 years. Usually when I'm working in grey wash, I mainly go from light grey wash into heavy grey wash. Laying the light one first, and that way it opens the skin up. So when I throw in my dark one, it's not as spotted as, like, it has a much easier flow into the skin. A lot of guys work the opposite way. Yeah, they throw in their blacks and then they use the grey wash on the out. And kind of looking at the video, it seems like I'm working it super fast. I kind of, I do work like fast on things like these because it is so like open, kind of graphic and open. As you can see, like with grey wash, the skin gets a bit red. It's over the time, the gradient of the grey wash, by the redness as well as, by the colour. A lot of guys will use, one shade of grey, and they just keep on kind of building it up to make it like a darker shade. But what they don't realise is that when it heals, it'll heal as one shade, because the darker look is mainly like more blood that's rising up into the surface, and that's all. So it's a lot of guys make that mistake. So as you can already see, the picture is actually like lifting itself up off the skin now, because it does have like a bit of a background in there, and this way it also won't look like a lick and stick tattoo. That's it. As we just like keep on working our way around the tattoo, you don't want to make it too black. You just want to make it enough so it will lift like it up off the skin. And you also don't want to go around like every aspect of the design either. Keeps some areas like a lot lighter and like heavier, like where you need it. I mainly work in like with my grey wash. I mainly work in a kind of a flexed kind of style, but using ovals at the same time. And my grey wash machine runs like a lot quicker than my colouring, because you kind of want to get more holes in quicker. It's kind of like if you're handling a spray can. That's like maybe the best way to think about it. Is if you hold a spray can far away from a canvas, it's gonna make like a lot more little spots that will end up smoother than if you hold it like up like really close. It'll just make a bold mess. So just keep on adding in those shadowy kind of effect like around it. So our grey wash will be nearly over, and then the fun starts. Is like getting in all that colour. Now some of the times I kind of work it out as I go along, with the tattoo, and sometimes I'll have it all worked out on the paper first. Like this one here, I just mainly worked out on the aesthetics of the design, and the colouring is fairly much just like all in my head. And I find myself that once I'm at a certain stage in a tattoo, like everything else around me is kind of blocked out. Like if I'm working at a convention or somewhere where there's like 8 or 9 cameras on you, the first say 15 minutes is very nerve-wracking, and then because you're concentrating on an area for so long, like you just forget about it, which is about kind of where I am now, like in this tattoo, I think. Yeah, just going in and heavying up, like a few areas, making them a bit, kind of darker. Now we'll give that a good wipe and see how the shading is. Okay, now we're going to be getting into like a bit of colour here. We'll start off with the black. Now this machine, I've kind of mucked around with a lot, to get it how I like it, and it's a really slow, long stroke. Kind of like it has a bit of punch, but a lot more of a throw. Like if I cranked this one right up, you could hammer like a nail in with it. But I don't like have it all that cranked up on for the skin. So we were just like going through, and we'll throw in all the black areas, like. Just like throwing it in the areas that need it. The mate once said to me that if you can make the tattoo look good is an outline in black. Well, then all the rest is gravy, which mainly works like with those old school tattoos, because mainly like back in that era, it was the colours weren't as good, so they would like fade out, and so you really needed a good outline and a lot of black to uphold the tattoo. There we go, we're just more feather shading. Yeah, now this is a lot easier than, say, like if I was doing like a realistic version of a crow. There would be a lot more shading and different shades and not much outline. So, like I find when I have like realistic work, I like I don't use much outline at all. As you can see, like with the shading, there's a lot more like kind of blood that rushes up into the surface. That's because like I really spread my needles out more, and that way there's a lot more holes getting into the skin. And I also spread my mags like a different way to normal folks. Most like other artists will have like a row on the bottom and a row on the top. I kind of spread mine out, so I've got like 4 rows. I just find it's a lot more smoother. You can get more ink in a lot quicker. You have a lot more control over it. Like if you muck around with spray cans and graffiti, you'll know kind of what I mean. You got to rub a lot more, barrier cream when you are colouring in, because there's a lot more ink that you got to wipe off. I also find that like when I started tattooing, you kind of spend a lot more time, like getting every color in like exactly how you kind of need it, and then I find over time that no, you just got to lay in like all your base colors, and then because I mix a lot of color in the skin, which means that you're overlaying, like a lot of colors. Therefore, you haven't got to be as like precise. You're like in the base color, because you're gonna I'll be layering colors over for that, which will get out all the imperfections. Now doing work that is like very graphic looking, you really want it to stand out like across the street. In the more realism ones, the more like kind of close up. It's different styles, but this here, you want to look at it and go, wow, I can have a look at that from like across a room. You find like overlaying colors, like my machines set up so I can lay color on color on color, You find if you've got a shorter, faster machine, well then you'll end up carving up the skin and making a big mess. Usually, like when I'm laying in the base colours, I'm not as precise, mainly because when I lay the next colour on it, it's as if I'm mixing the colours in the skin as I go along. So you haven't really got to get it like I'm exact like with the base colour. You got to be more careful, like with the lighter colours that you're mixing in over the top of them. Okay, all the base colours are nearly in there. All the blacks, like for the crow. So now we'll be going in using a bit of the dark red and mixing in a bit, like a bit of black. Getting it in there. So I find mixing like black into a lot of my colours, it'll give it a lot more depth. If you mix black in with the lighter colours, it gives it like a more muddier, kind of earthly, kind of a dead look. But here we're throwing in all the darker shades to make it look a bit more three-dimensional. A lot of guys, like in this style, will only use like black and then like another colour. I like to give it a bit more I don't know, like a new look. Like keeping some aspects of the photo is in like keep it flat looking, and then other areas of it, making it look a lot more 3D. I feel it gives a lot more feel to the design. And I really like, I like when I'm working to kind of like, get in and out, like as fast as I can. It causes a lot less trauma out of the skin. And also, kind of being nervous like makes me work a lot quicker as well. Always seem to define myself like getting a bit carried away. Like someone will want like a very old school, like kind of look, and I always have to to say in my mind, okay, not as many colours and more black. Okay, now here we so we laid the base colour on the rose, and now we're using like a lighter red. And as you can see, I'm going over the areas which I did throw in the base coat, and that'll like give it like a more like even gradient. And once we throw in that one, But then we'll, like go lighter and then merge it, like kind of back over. And I find this maternal ink is really easy to use. I was a big fan of Unique, like, kind of back in the day. And then when Starbright first came out, it kind of took over the world. Like, I wasn't really a big fan of it. And then I met the guys who make Eternal Ink, and he kind of gave me a sample of it, and I've just loved using that ever since. And the more colours that he's kind of bringing out, I find the more colours I can make and mix out of those colours. So we're using the lightest red in the family here now. Then I think that once we've thrown in this one, I'll be kind of using like a peachy keen with a bit of red maybe. So it's not like a light red, kind of like the pink red. It'll end up more fleshy. It'll make it really, like kind of pop out at you. You can see now it's really starting to come to life. Then once I've worked out one flower, well, then I've worked out how the rest are going to look. You can see that I'm leaving a bit of room at the very edge of the petals, and that'll end up a real like light highlight. And the bird, I'll be going kind of back to the crow later on, and we can work out. We'll be throwing greys and maybe a bit of blue. And I really like that. I keep calling it peachy keen, but I think it's Georgia peach, because I first found the colour through Mum's, I think it was. Except I found their ink was a bit thicker. And also find one of the reasons that I keep using coil machines is the rotaries and the air machines. It's like I can never get the stroke length that I like on a machine. It's always a lot shorter, and I think it's old habit. That's how I like my machines running, and they have a lot more, kind of punch. So here we go. I think we're using tangerine in there as well as a red. I know it was a while ago, so I hope I'm getting all the colours right. So here we go. We're going to really, get in that, that really nice highlight. Make sure that everything is, getting that real kind of pop, kind of factor. There's kind of nothing like a really nice, kind of a bright highlight to really help lift, out all that really kind of heavy shadowing. Okay, so here we're working on the leaves, which is like a khaki colour, which is I don't really like using the already mixed khakis. I find them the wrong kind of colour. So I like to mix mine like either yellow and black. The more black, then the darker the khaki, or you can use like lime green with a drop of red. That'll give it like a more kind of earthy, kind of brownier looking khaki. So we're doing the same again like in the roses. We're just laying all the all the base colour in, and then when we overlay the lighter colours, it'll all just merge in nicely. I find my rinse cup, like at the end of the tattoo, I find it's the water's like nearly like kind of black. Okay, this is my khaki with white, because I find that if I add in like more yellow to make it lighter, it I don't know, it has a more bordery kind of look, and adding in white will make it more sustainable. Just like give that all of another wipe. You can see how already it's kind of beginning to grow and kind of pop out off the skin nicely. So I think we're going to be working on leaves again. Yep. Keep on rocking in through that. Now you see how I've left the little overlaps on the roses. I haven't really decided whether to throw in a colour in that yet, or like a bit of grey wash. I think as I keep on working on the design, like it all kind of flows and comes to me that way. Just like just like mainly laying in those ground colours, like where the shadowy areas are. Just kind of giving it like a little 3D look, but not like overboard, because I think it would ruin the way the overall look is if you go kind of way out, because it gets rid of that old school flavour. But like, don't get me wrong, I like the full 3D effect. Like on some things. It's just not on this one. We seem to be getting through it a bit quicker than normal. So we're laying in that khaki with white once again, and then merging that over the ground colours I've already laid. And as you can see, like when I first threw in the ground colour, which was the dark khaki, it looked a bit messy, and now that I've overlaid like 3 colours into that, it's it's a nice smoother kind of the transition. Now Kev's holding up really well here. Like he's not really complaining much at all. So this is using the same red as I used as the base colour in the roses, which is like dark red with black. You also find a lot like the styles will change as you progress. You'll find yourself like going in either one of 2 ways, like making yourself a lot like kind of better in a style, or finding yourself getting really lazy in the style. It's a lot, folks who are only thinking about it for the money, they get lazy. And folks who aren't thinking about it for the money, they're just always, like kind of pushing themselves to get like kind of better. A lot of folks will push themselves so they can make a name for themselves, and then they can just, they sit back on that. I find that, it's like, I got into this, like as another medium of art, and not, making names. You'll find if I'm at a convention or something, it's like I'm the man of a few words. Like I don't really mingle a lot. Think I got the social skills of a brick. So there we go, and we're adding in the same as what I used like in the roses, just like going from that lighter, from the darker red, through the lighter. Now I think we're using tangerine and a little bit of red. Sometimes I like to water my colours. I find that that helps them spread like a little more. I mainly water my colours up, like a bit, like when I'm doing like colour portraits, or folks who have like really, really fair skin. I find watering the colour, it just helps it, mould into the skin like a lot more, and sort of, they don't look, like lick and stick tattoos. So here we're working on the glass reflection. now the thing I find, keeping it in the vein of the tattoo of, uh, like either old school, neo traditional kind of look. It's a lot, like, it works a lot cooler if you don't, like, throw in like 400 colors. You just have a color, like, other palette that you lay out, and then once you've laid it out, you got to try to make yourself, not use any more than those colors. You can mix and match, like, with other colors to make new colors, but keep, like, with other colors that you've already laid out, and it'll give it the overall look. Will be more uniformed. There's a lot of folks now who are like bringing out their own color range. I'm not really a big fan of shake and bake, which is you just grab a color in a bottle and throw it out. I always like to go from one color, mix it up in the tube, and then mix it up in the skin. Always find it always adds that little something special, and you can come up with really nice, cool colors. By like total accident. As you can see when I'm laying in these, colors, like, for the reflection, I'm going over, the colors that I have already thrown on the heart, and like I said before, because of how my machines are set up, I can lay over and over and over and over without causing trauma. So now we're laying in the lighter colours again, and there's a bit more water wash in those. I always find that if you like when you've added water into your colour, move a lot more quicker and freer. So each needle will give its own spot, rather than just like trying to grind it in to one area. And then you're just not going to get that nice gradient like through there. There's a lot of like I was saying before, how the guys in Europe, you were like, you're the forerunners, who I think anyway, of this. There are a lot of artists, like, around the world. It's like Eli over in New York, very yes, so I very like his like kind of style and kind of the take on it. There's a lot of guys and girls in Australia. There's a lot of guys like in the Melbourne cities are getting really big in it. There's also a lot of folks around who never credit the guys who they got influenced like off, and they're very it's as if they think they've come up with their own style and get mad at like anyone who kind of copies them. But there's a big difference between copy and influence. There's virtually nothing like original out there. It's all like getting influences off other artists, whether it kind of be in the world of the tattoo world, or you get influences off other artists, like in other areas. But it all works its way in to what you want and what you want to be like influenced by. Yeah, we'll just work on the rose bud now. Well, the colour looks nearly fluoro, fucking by the looks of it, but it isn't. It's just tangerine and a bit of Georgia peach. And you can really see in the areas that I've already worked on, like the crow, how the ink is already settled in nicely into the skin. So Kev might feel that when I go for the crow later on. So mainly when I'm working, I'm I don't really think about how much it's hurting the customer. I just think about how I can make it look the best like I can. It's like having it in your mind how much are you hurting someone will always compromise what you're tattooing, and then they got to come in later on for either like a touch up, or so you're better off getting it right the first time. It's only a few hours of them feeling uncomfortable for the rest of their lives of really liking the work that you're throwing on. Now we threw in the final highlight, which was the Georgia peach. More leaves, more dark khaki. Now I haven't really worked out if I'm going to, once I've coloured in all the leaves, whether I'm going to be colouring in all the stems. Haven't really decided whether to make those the same colours as the leaves, or to make it a really heavy grey wash, or. But it's right. It'll kind of all come to me as we go along, and it'll all fall into place. It always does. Just slowly get it in there. It's like a lot of folks will rush, either because of the time limit, because they've overbooked appointments, or they're thinking of rent that they gotta kind of pay. You should get all of that out of your head. If you're running late, you just finish, with what you can, and then either get them to come in later, or you can make your next appointment wait, or call them up and get them in on another day. The key to it all is to, you just work it out. Take your time, because it's on there forever. And just because it isn't on you, it's not a good way to look at it. You got to think that every tattoo that you lay on someone would be something that you would want to wear. It's kind of a big key factor in being happy what you do. Just like finishing off with all the highlights of the car key with white. And here we go. We're going to be working on. Oh no, it's the other leaf. For a minute there, I thought it was going to be the rose again. But must have noticed I've left out a leaf, so we'll get through that, and then we'll get through the other rows. And if you're working it out as you kind of going along, it's like once you've worked out, like how one rose is going to look, well then you can just make it following the same formula. And same with the leaves, and just give it a bit of a wipe, and we'll see how it's all looking. Pretty cool. Okay, now here we go in for the rose. Same again, it's just the dark red with black. Now working up in this area, like in the thigh, it's a lot more elasticy. So unless you like kind of pull the skin a bit more tight, you will find it harder for the needles, to kind of penetrate the skin. So just following that same formula as we did on the other rows. You'll find in the more like elasticy areas, you can get a smoother look. Like if you're like mixing the colours in the skin, or if you're like grey wash realism maybe. So it's like colour I have a lot of fun with, because I get a lot of call for colour. But lately I've had a lot of call on the black and grey, and I've been really getting in to that, and coming up with like new kind of the textured look, and it's been a lot of fun. So we're throwing in all the groundwork colour, so you can have like folds and leaves, and kind of give it a nice mediocre 3D look. Because like I said, you don't want it looking too full on, or the whole charisma of the style is going to get lost. As you can see that the grey wash in the background, you can really see how that has helped yeah, to make it, yeah, like kind of like really kind of pop off the skin. You can so you can see how I'm not like really worried about the gradient of the color as it goes off the dark color and then into the skin, because I'm laying like another color in over that as well, and it'll all just smooth out as all the colors are in there. If I wasn't adding another color like in half to this one, I would be like a lot more careful in making the gradient into the skin nice and like kind of powdery looking. You can see all the ink all over the leg. It's a lot of guys and girls like to work like really clean. I myself, yeah, it's like I know where the needles are now. 3 years of working, so it like it kind of doesn't really like matter if it's messy or clean. When I work in black and grey, like I might even wipe this, say out of 4 hours of work, I'll only I'll like really wash the area up. Now you like maybe 2 or 3 times out of the whole tattoo. There we go. We're just throwing that lighter colour in over the other darker ones. Now we're gonna like really hammer in that that Georgia, and then spread it back through. Yes, these really good cameras that these guys are using. It's you can see everything in it. You can see the needle marks. You can see the needle. I'm actually having more fun watching it than having to speak over it. You can see how, like I was saying before, how like on the black gloves, the color splatter and everything, like it doesn't really show up, so it's not going to your eyes aren't, or your eyes can focus on the area that you're working on, and not getting the distraction of all the other colors which are like around it, like which I mainly find in using white gloves. But yeah, they come in a range of colours now for all those fashion conscious kind of folks. And they even come in pink ones, like for the girls, and they're even they even have a smell like bubble gum and things like that. Seems like any marketing man out there will make something for someone to make $1. It's like even machines now. There's a lot of machines out there that are made for the sole fact that some like little guy or girl is online looking at a machine and say, "Oh, I really like it. I'll grab it," even though it like may run like a piece of crap. I'm just throwing in the final highlight on that one. There's other because of how my machines are running, I'm really interested in using one of the machines that Joe Capo Bianco has made for him. It sounds like it would run really nice for doing this kind of work, like in layering colours, and has a nice long throw and slow speed. So giving it all a wipe now. You can see that the area like around his leg is not really red, which means that I'm not really irritating it at all. I'm just getting in and out, throwing the ink in, not really hanging around, fussing around for whatever reason. So here I've decided to keep with the theme of the leaves, but I don't think I will be making it as light as the leaves or as many highlights in there, because it might end up making it really busy. And I want to keep it that simple yet effective look. And you want to keep a bit of a gap, from the face of the crow, because you really you don't want that to get lost. And it looks like I've left a bit out under the foot, but I'm sure that I'll see that, and I'll get kind of back onto that. And the highlights on that other leaf, I'm sure I'll be colouring those in. Yep. Yeah, it was one of the troubles I had was kind of being on camera and remembering everything that I got to tattoo as well as that. It's like you can shut it out, but it is in the back of your mind. But it looks like I'm slowly getting out of everything. And then it'll look like that. All that's really left is the outside of the lantern. Here I'm making sure that I'm colouring in the right spot. It's like I remember when all the Celtic was all the rage, and I've coloured in a few wrong areas on those way back in the day. So here we go. We're throwing in the highlights into the crow now, just to give that the transition of colour a lot more uh, yeah, like an appeal, rather than it getting lost, like in the skin only having blackened skin. So if we throw in these highlights, it'll help like lift like it way up, and it'll end up more like a as part of the whole. So you can so you can see in that little area, that I've highlighted, it's already making it like come alive. Still haven't decided whether to throw in a bit of a blue highlight. I don't think I will because I think it will. Like was only having that little bit of blue in one area will like it'll keep your eye focused, like on that rather than looking at the whole tattoo as a finished thing. Now it's the grey that I'm using is like a is from the same guys, Eternal, and it's one of the best like greys I've come across in the way of. I can remember like I used to use like a lot of greys from a lot of companies, and they would look fine, and they would go into the skin, and then you'd see the tattoo like a decade later, and there's no grey in there. It's all just like fallen out over for the years. But I've been using like Eternal now for like maybe 8 or 9 years, and they've come a long way from when they started, and I have nothing but praise for the guys. So we're just throwing in lots and lots of little. I might even throw in a really, really lighter grey, like in some areas, maybe even a white. We'll see how we go along. Now there's a lot of it's the lighter the pigment, mainly whites and yellows. Like you'll find a lot more like kind of blood will come to the surface. A couple of guys use like Aquaphor to rub onto the skin to help that. Just a bit of barrier cream, and just keep on white. It's not going to bleed forever, so just as long as you like keep it under control. Here we are again. We're going back into the grey wash, for the facade of the lantern. Because I didn't really want to add in a colour, because I think it already has enough colour in the whole design. So just just want to keep it simple. Sometimes, like keeping it, very simple is a better option. It's like you don't want to overcomplicate things, because at the end of the day, it's like it's in a living organism. It's not a canvas, that you kind of paint on. It's something that's living and breathing, so it will change with age, and you have got to allow for that. Yeah, like I remember when I started with my grey wash, yeah, like kind of the portraits, and I'd have, yeah, like 11 shades of grey. And then you look at it 5 years later, and hey, you really only need 4 shades of grey to make it work. As you can see, we're slowly coming together, finishing it all off. It's a lighter grey than what's on the outside of them. Cool. I think, yeah, Kev will be very happy with, yeah, the end results of all this. Yeah, because like usually it's like I want to end up really happy with what I've given the client, but at the same time, I want them to be happy as well. And as you can see, like throwing in the grey wash, it was a lot, yeah, like better move, yeah, I like than a colour. Keeps all those roses and leaves and the crow in a kind of like as the subfocal point. And another thing, like when you're using the lighter colours, like say the lighter greys or really light blues or something, and there's a lot of blood that's coming up into the surface of the skin, they will look, yeah, kind of like a darker look. Except as it, give it an hour, and all that blood would have settled, and those yellow highlights will really, yeah, like kind of stand out. You'll see them a lot more, and they'll have a lot more of like an impact on it. So we're just, yeah, giving it a bit of form, giving it that little simple yet three-dimensional look. Still haven't decided on, yeah, the roses. I'm fairly sure I'll be throwing in maybe like a bit of a grey wash on those, or the heroes, you know, because it's a smaller area. I had to switch from the 13 mag on to the 9 mag. It's all, yep, coming together. Give it all another big wipe. What colour have I? Oh yeah, all the highlights in, yeah, the heart. The same as like what I used on the roses. Keep it all that uniformed look. And it'll help, yeah, like merge in all those colours nicely. Give it a nice, yeah, gradient towards each other rather than, yeah, the slap happy look it was before. Just a new thing of white, so we can make it that really, really light grey. And we're just helping it with the that gradient transition again, just to give it more of a sheen of like glass, but in a very, very simple way. Just a really, really light grey wash. Just to help uniform it all. And what are we doing here now? Oh yeah, the heck, this is all the you get the white highlights. There was one thing I learnt was is that only throw in white highlights. This is including black and grey as well. Is only when the area is wet or shiny, and that's the only real kind of places that you should use like a white highlight. Of course, there are exceptions on the rule, as there is with all rules. And I decided to go with just a bit of grey wash on those lip like areas. You just didn't want to like over colour it and over force your eyes into looking at it way too much. And here we go. We're just cleaning it all. That'll be just rub on a bit of barrier, just to keep that blood settled, and there you have it. All done. Cool. Remember to look me up on Facebook. Link Bossman. You can look at my fan page, and you can ask me any questions at all on there. And thank you very much.